In this video, I'm going to show you step by step on how to change your spark plugs in a GM 2.0 liter or 2.4 liter engine. This is a 2014 GMC Terrain with a 2.4 liter, and it's the basic same steps as a 2 liter. It's going to be in the Chevy Cobalt, the Chevy Equinox, GMC Terrain. GM has used this motor in a multitude of vehicles. So we're going to be changing spark plugs step by step in this GM 2.4 liter. So follow along, we'll get this done and get this vehicle back on the road. Clamps we need to loosen. We have one right here, just a flat-headed screwdriver. I'm going to loosen this up so we can slide this off. And there's another one up towards the front. The one up towards the front is a little bit down below. I'll zoom in here so you can see it. It's going to be that screw right there. We're going to loosen that up and then lift up that box. A small hose right here we just need to pull straight out. Now we just need to slide this hose off. Lift straight up here in the front, and there's two tabs in the back. You just lift straight up and this will come right off. So now remove the oil cap. Set that off to the side. We're going to put that back on, and I'll just lift straight up on this Ecotech cover. Go ahead and put the oil cap back on. So now we have access to the coils and the spark plugs. So what we're going to do is you slide this little tan tab up. We're going to push this black tab down, and then we're going to slide this connector off of the coil. We're going to slide the tan tab up, push down right here on this black tab, and disconnect. Now we have a 10mm screw right here. We're going to go ahead and loosen that up next. Go ahead and remove that screw. So now we need to lift this coil off. So just wiggle it back and forth a little bit. Pull up at the same time. And now we have access to the spark plug. A 5/8 spark plug wrench. You'll have a little rubber boot inside it, and you're going to need a long extension. You're going to need about a 12-inch extension total. You can put a couple of them together or just one 12-inch extension. Go ahead and loosen and take out the spark plug. You're going to turn it to the left or counterclockwise. And with the little rubber boot inside that socket, it's going to make sure that the spark plug comes out. If you have a normal socket, the spark plug's probably just going to fall right back down in the hole. Now, just to make sure that your auto parts guy gave you the correct spark plugs, compare your new plug to the old plug. Make sure it's the same length. Make sure the thread length is the same. And overall general, it should look exactly the same as the plugs you're taking out. Vehicle, the gap is 0.35. So you take a gap gauge, you run your spark plug up till it gets slightly tight, and it should be slightly tight right at 0.35 at the center of the electrode. And we're good to go. So now it's time to install the new spark plug. Insert it into your 5/8 spark plug socket. Just insert it a little way. Don't push it all the way in because it's going to be hard to pull the socket off. And then I tape the socket to the extensions. If I'm using multitude of extensions, I tape them together so that once I pull, this all comes out. Then just go ahead and hand thread the spark plug on as tight as you can get by hand. The manufacturer spec is 12 to 15 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, I just go 1/4 to 1/2 turn past hand tight. Now with everything taped together, hopefully all of this will come right out. If you have a little bit of dielectric grease, go ahead and put it inside the coil boot. To install the coil, you just want to line it back up in the hole. And I don't wiggle it back and forth, I just get it lined up really straight and push straight down. Now reinstall the 10mm bolt holding in the coil. 10mm screw, you don't want to get that real tight, you just want to get it slightly snug, otherwise you're going to crack that coil housing. Now we're going to slide on the coil connector. You'll hear it click in place, and then push down on the tan locking tab. Give it a little tug to make sure it's held in place. Now we're just going to repeat the same process for 2, 3, and 4. Take the oil cap off so we can reinstall this cover. It's best to get it lined up over the oil hole. Put your oil cap back on, push straight down to lock it in place. Simply reinstall the air box. I like to put this hose here on first. Line up the hole down here on the throttle body. Push straight down in the back. Reinstall this hose. Tighten up the 2 hose clamps. Now let's go ahead and start it up and see how it runs. Now congratulate yourself on a job well done. You didn't have to take it to a dealer or a mechanic. You saved yourself a lot of time and money and learned a little bit about your vehicle in the process. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.